Welcome back, everyone. I know it's been at least 2 weeks since my last stream, but I've just been very swamped here at home and with work lately, so haven't had time to stream, and that's partially because baby has been sleeping later. Today he's miraculously slept early. That and the days that I even am close to streaming because he slept, kind of on the borderline. I'm probably pretty exhausted, but I know there is a big legacy event. There's two actually this weekend. There is the 5K in Los Angeles at Mythic Experience LA. There's also the Buffalo Chicken Dip event in the Midwest, I believe. I don't remember the exact location where that's at, but I believe it's in the Midwest. So if you are looking to, last minute cram, uh, I don't know if this is the right deck to be honest. If you want to pick up just on a whim, because the sequencing ever since we cut Fiend Artisan for essentially Spring Heart Nantuko, or actually really for Wily Reliquary and Spring Heart Nantuko, the sequencing with this deck is a lot more difficult and is probably on par, if not more difficult than like the Glimpse Reclaimer builds of yesteryear, without the training wheels, I guess, of Nettle Sentinel, right? I think the sequencing of this version is probably just as difficult as that version, maybe even more so, depending on the way you play and think. Um, but enough about that, I guess. I do want to shout out Zeno Nono. I don't know their. I know they have a Chinese name that they go by. I have to look it up what it is, but they've been crushing it with this deck lately. Yeah, it's also like because if you tutor for the wrong thing, that just loses the game on the spot. I guess that's technically true of cantrips too, but I think even more so, right? Like the whole point of the deck is you just want to be, you know, putting these game-ending threats, and I guess to a certain extent, if you have Green Sun for two, it's most of the time you're just getting Reliquary, but I guess there are some scenarios where I have tutor for Nantuko. In general, this list, if you've been following, I think a couple weeks back had like six top eights in a row, including one by Andrea Mongucci. Shout out to him for his videos on this deck. I truly appreciate him putting out the content and just like spreading the word. He actually joked. He actually joked with me. Because when he picked up this deck, and ironically enough, it's about a month ago, where I streamed, two Sylvan Safekeepers and 5-0'd with a list, only to never have touched it afterwards, for a while again. But it was after that stream that he picked up the deck, and he was just like, he played it for 4 hours, paper play granted, against, granted two of our better matchups, Delver and D&T, but he didn't drop a game, he said, and he was like, how come nobody's talking about this deck? Granted, like I said, the matchups were good, like he didn't know that at the time, but I guess he can figure out afterwards, but he was like, how come nobody's talking about this deck? And I said, I'm not sure to be honest. Like I just kind I think it's guys Cradles. The price of it has a lot to do with it. I think some people just don't enjoy this kind of deck, like creature based, and some people just want to Xerox. So I think it's a little bit of everything, to be honest. Um, but the changes since then, since our last stream, I think the big one to me at least is the Leyline of the Voids. This card here obviously is good against the graveyard decks and helps against these like oops off spells type cheese decks that are just like all in, and we're a little bit soft to those decks because they know we have endurance. Where I've really noticed the big difference in terms of like win rate is against Rescaminator, which I felt was a slightly favorable matchup before with Fairmacabre. But ever since I played Leyline, I think the matchup has gone from slightly favored to pretty favored because in addition to hosing their reanimation spells, because if they target one of yours, it probably doesn't really matter to be honest. It can, but likely won't. But in addition to that, it grounds Frog, and that makes it so much easier to win. I felt like Rider Reliquary can already lock up Frog anyways. Like, I think heads up, Reliquary just lines up very well against Frog, just lock them down with Talon Gates every turn. Um, that leaves you a little bit susceptible to the combo, obviously, but Leyline stops that too. It's weird to think some of us got it because it was cheap. I know, right? Um, but Yeah, it just makes it easier so that you don't even need Rather Reliquary to lock up Frog anymore. You just like a Reclaimer probably does it. Like you can just like throw chump blocks in the way, like these dorks. It makes it a lot. So Frog is not as scary as maybe it was before, which I think we're okay without Leyline against Frog. Like I don't board in Leyline in some of these other matchups where they're not like without Entomb, for instance. Hey 019, how's it going? But like I think it just makes it significantly easier and just you don't even have to play perfectly to be honest. Um, the, the other changes that I made are kind of more fringe. Like I went down to 3 Thoughtseize. I don't really want to open with 2. Like the Tempo hit. Like we're secretly a Tempo deck as well. Force of Vigor, I went up to 3 because I kept finding myself losing to these like turn 1 all-in decks with Pack of Negation or Chancellor of the Annex protection. It's just like, what am I gonna do, right? Like, I just felt like I was a little vulnerable there. Um, and Collector Oof to the sideboard. This is a small, subtle change I like. The Safekeeper, in a lot of ways, is almost like a 5th reliquary because and it plays better, really well with the sequencing because I want to go turn 2, Reliquary off Dork and land, and then play Cradle, Green Sun for 1. And if they're tapped out, that's a must force right now. Like if they don't, this is gonna solo the game. Like outside of like a dress down or something like that. Like if you untap with Reliquary, I think you're like 95% chance to win now. In fair matchups. Obviously unfair, they can go over the top of it, but you know I think that's self-explanatory. The one LQR, to be honest, like can be anything green really that you like. Um, I'm just playing because in some of these matchups I need one more playable card. Um, because I want to board out the Cradle, for instance, right? Like that's what it boils down to. Like against these blue Demir Tamio decks, I'm really only boarding out the Hoof, and then I'm gonna bring in the Reflexes. I don't really like anything else. It can be whatever you want. Crop rotation. You want to play Grist, that's probably fine. Even another Safekeeper, like you want to, one drops are really good. Guys, Kratos deck. I guess when you say it out loud, it's like obvious, but I feel like yeah, sometimes people get away from the core of the strategy, which is like on turn 2 you want a double, triple spell immediately. Mm. I don't love it, but I'm gonna keep. Maybe this is a bad keep. It's a little bit slow. Obviously, this get like what we want to see all the top is either Once Upon a Time or a Matador or Green Sun. If I'm the problem is yeah, maybe this is a mole because I'm already down a card anyways. Oh, okay. Now I'm very ecstatic that I did not mole. Our hand went from kind of sketch to like fantastic now. Oh my god. 2 island is not what I want to see. That's usually like some high tide shenanigans. Or like something I don't want to really play against. Oh, speaking of the devil. This matchup is very bad. Okay. They don't have removal, so I'm just gonna do that. Ironically enough, the Atraxa is in play next turn. Although I don't expect to win this game. Like we're on the draw, and we have a virtual dead card in our hand. Ugh. the thing may cost me now. That's what I'm realizing. Not fetching the Bayou. But then again, like I didn't know I was gonna cast Atraxa in my defense. Just all this mana. Oh, interesting. So you're saying there's a chance. Springheart, Nantuko. Once. I guess we take the bog because we don't want to draw it. Safekeeper, maybe? It's now or never, I think. Oh, wow, okay. I guess they just don't have permission in their hand. I did not think I was gonna win this game. Like, I thought what was gonna happen was we were gonna the Nantuko won because it essentially generated 3 mana for us, right? Like, well, 4 including itself, right? 1, 2, 3, and then the token we sack. That's 4 mana to the Cradle. Like, I didn't think we are gonna have enough mana. Well, granted, 1 didn't really count, right? Because I played post Cradle, so 3, I guess. I thought we were gonna lose because I think we're gonna be 1 short, but the Atraxa dug us in the natural order into the hoof. So, you know, Talon Gates. Actually, not Talon Gates. The nobles there really did work. Ironic. We drew like some blanks here, right? Right. Like I said, did not expect to win that game. We saw Candelabra, so the oof gets a little bit better. To be honest, we don't have many great cards against them. Snuff Outs don't do anything. The Ley Lines don't do anything. The Endurance doesn't do anything. Like what are we even trying to kill? Maybe we kill a Force because there's just nothing better. Like, there's a chance Force hits one of their sideboard cards or Candelabra. I guess that's it. Talon Gates in this matchup. I wonder if they are on Cloud of Fairies. Actually, even if they are, I'm gonna board 1 out safely. Yeah, I think we just try to get lucky and hit their like sideboard cards or something. Yeah, we'll see. Like, this is just a very speculative because we have nothing better. Like, we have so many dead cards in this matchup. Again, people ask me a lot, what are our bad matchups? It tends to be fast combo where Endurance is not good. And while I wouldn't classify High Tide as fast combo, it does have a lot of relevant hate. Like, Dress Down is almost like Time Walk against us in this matchup. And even in fair matchups, it's pretty annoying already. Alright, we're gonna mold this hand. It's 1 dead card, and we're like hoping to draw lands. Better, I guess. Not great, but better. I think with this kind of hand, we're gonna put the Mortuarium on the bottom. We're gonna once for a fetch or a Bayou. We're gonna ramp here, and then we're gonna go turn 2 Seas. Not what I want to see. Not what I want to see. Man, if they fluster this, we're probably in trouble. Thank goodness. Yeah, they force or fluster that, we're probably in trouble, but Hey, how's it going, Kumafu? Did they just whiff on lands? Hmm. Interesting. This most certainly is going to be forced. Because they've missed on lands. Interesting. No... What is going on here? That's annoying. I hate dress down. So I think that's the play. They want to force our stuff. I think that's probably fine. Actually, maybe 2, 3. I could have just. Well, okay, that's. What are the odds that they left a cantrip on top? Probably decent. If they're trying to hide it from discard. Hey, hey Francisco, how's it going? What am I getting here? Probably that. I personally think Frog is stronger than Grief. Maybe I don't know what other people think at the moment. That's my personal feel. I think if it were me, I would ban Frog now. I think because I think that card will be banned at some point. Okay, they conceded. That's fine. Okay, I guess there's two different things, right? What I think will happen, and I think what I want to happen, and I think what people want to happen. I think what people want to happen is probably a grief ban. I have no problems with a grief ban personally. I think if that card goes, like, it'll probably help morale at minimum. I do think if it does go, the Frog is still very good, and in my opinion, the best creature in Legacy, better than Grief. And I think that's because it's very flexible and essentially 2 mana untap, you probably win, and the deck building constraints are relatively low. I think an untapped Ride the Reliquary is stronger than an untapped Frog, but if you look, the deck building constraints in our deck are higher than that in other decks. Like, you have to play a pretty high density of creatures. And ideally green. There's a reason why I don't really want to play Bowmasters. Yeah, I think if it were me and you want to head, and if they're not going to ban for a while, if it were me, and I think in that scenario, the safe thing to do is you ban Grief because I think that's what community wants. I'm okay with that. I think you have to ban Frog too because I think it will be a problem, if not already a problem, because I think his meta share is already higher than Grief. So if that's not enough information, I think at minimum you should ban Frog. I think because I think unless you're gonna have another ban before Eternal Weekend, that's gonna be a problem. And there's some people think that one ban is not enough. I think if you really want to just drop the hammer, you just ban both. I think personally, I think Frog is a stronger card, and that's already kind of shown by the meta share. But if people only want Grief, I guess that's okay. But I think there's definitely high risk for problems in the future. I think if you want to be safe, you definitely ban. I think you want to be the safest. You ban both. I think you want to be fairly safe. You ban Frog and see what happens. I think if you want to just get grief out of the format, I think that's fine as well. But I do think that you probably have to ban grief at some point. I mean, like frog. But that's just my guess on what's gonna happen. Like, there are some people who think Flesh Raker needs to be banned. I think I see the merits in that. The problem is that like Reanimator has had such a constraint on the format. It's hard to say what other decks would do if they didn't have to devote so many slots to beat Reanimator. Personally, I think Eldrazi is not like any more problematic than, let's just say, Turbo Muxus was when Sticker Goblin was legal. Like it doesn't have the combo. Well, it sort of does, I guess, with Kozilek's command. But I think Sticker Goblin to Muxus was pretty crazy too, for what it's worth. Those decks I feel can be beat. It's just that I'm not sure people have the sideboard slots to beat Eldrazi right now. Is the only thing. All right, we might be hurt here. This is a noted combo player, and I do not have that main deck collector oof. So I might just be dead here. And they're on Mystic Forge. So probably. I guess if I want to be safe, I fetch first. So I can thin one slot. I don't think it really matters that much. Well, I guess it does. Like, you can see one deeper maybe for the collector if in theory you had or something. Yes, flesh. Oh, that's and duress. Yeah, I think definitely the Fleshbreaker is a very good card. I think with that card, I feel like I think two things, right? Like, I think it's the type of card where the format can adjust if need be, and also just not many people want to play that, like these ancient tomb decks. Like, it's not like blue like Xerox where like people love jamming those decks. I think it has definitely its crowd, but I don't know if that crowd is as big as like the blue crowd in terms of popularity. I'm kind of curious now. I don't think they're on Mystic Forge, like based on what I've seen now. Of course, I would be, kind of unnerved. I think we want the creatures on board. Hope you're doing well, by the way, Francisco. Good to see you. It wasn't obvious when you're using it that was you. Sure. Doomsday, maybe? It's definitely combo. I just don't know what variety. The rest is typically an ant card, but days. Sure. It's gotta be ant, right? Beseech. Okay. Okay. It's probably Song of Creation, perhaps? Necro. Okay, I definitely was not expecting that. Okay. Are we dead here? Do they have the kill? I definitely was not expecting that. Like the Necro builds I've seen look like the Tony Scapone builds, where they kill you turn one. This is a little bit different, obviously. Maybe this means that they're like a Doomsday hybrid. Actually, that's not true because it would not be both Beseech and Necro. It would just be Necro and Doomsday. Okay, they look like they whiffed. Alright, I didn't do much to be honest. Alright, let's see. I haven't played against this list before. We can adjust on the fly. Obviously, I think we keep the, well, it's hard to say. Like, do we keep the endurances in? Okay, let's do the must first. Thought Seizers on the must. Oof. I think Force of Vigor, since we saw Necro. Spring Hearts is an easy cut. I think the Talon Gates are an easy cut. Alright, what does that leave us here? Safekeeper is probably easy too. So it's either Endurance or Leyline, and I think, you know, Leyline doesn't cost us a card, right? I think that's the difference. Let's try this. Hey, Fornia, how's it going? Nope. Mulligan. Mulligan. Okay, we'll keep this, I guess. I guess. It's probably a while. Well, actually, maybe that's not true. Maybe we'll go turn 1, Seize, and turn 2, Reliquary. Bottom that. Yeah, I don't hate it. Keep Force as protection. The thing about this deck, and I guess in any Magic deck in general, you kind of have to plan multiple turns ahead. With us, that's even more prevalent. I would say we're planning at least 2 turns ahead. A lot of decks, they're either that turn or 1 turn, right? Like, ooh, interesting. All right. I think we just take the Necro. Like, I don't want to get, like, you could just lose it. They're fair-ish, I guess, right? Hey, Jacob, how's it going, man? We got the whole LA crew here. That was discarded. Alright, we're gonna go turn 2, Ride the Reliquary, untap, and hope that gets there. Maybe they force this, who the heck knows. Sure. Oh, maybe they drew up a siege? That's what's looking at? Sure. Actually, we're gonna go to combat. Just like kill both. Both sides are literally hellbent. Interesting float there. Wonder why they did that. I guess it's free. So yeah, Max tells me you're gonna be there at tomorrow at what is it called? At the 5K event. Good luck if you're. You got to be kidding me. Come on. Come on. You have got to be kidding me. Alright, I guess we're just dead. Wait, 5? Interesting. Interesting. I would have guessed at least, I don't know, 7 or 8. Five is an interesting number because that tells me they want every card. Like I get the rationale for not overdoing it because you're just gonna throw away cards you want to keep. Um, man, is there any universe you just don't take the Beseech here? I feel like we have no choice. It's kind of tricky because you would assume they left it here. That means they're okay with us taking it. But I feel like there's really no choice. So this is a kind of cool brainstorm. You can put the brainstorm and then put away the other stuff and then draw into it, right? After fetching. I guess what are you beseeching into? Yeah, maybe that's why they gave us the Besiege. Maybe it's just like, what else? They already have the Necro, so like, what else? But I feel like Besiege is pretty important because it finds the potential win condition, right? I mean, I have not played against this version of the list, which is pretty cool, but we'll see. They hit 3 Necros, 2 of the which back to back after we locked out 2 of them, but c'est la vie, right? Is that how it works? Do they only go for storm counter if you have tendrils in your deck? I feel like that's a glitch, right? It's giving me information. It's got Lion's Eye down. It's got to be storm, right? Like, I can't imagine a world where. Yeah, see, I think they besieged pits at the Necro. They're at 11 now. It's got to be eating at least another 5 here, right? It's like set up their draws that way. Yeah, I think this is like an ant variant. Okay, they just went for it there. It would be hilarious, the Bowmasters here. But that's not happening. I think we're probably just dead. They're keeping 5, but like they got to be able to go off from here, right? I mean, they do have Born with the Wind or whatever the card is called, but it's a very odd time from they go down to 1. But yeah, it feels like the old bargain where you like mini tendrils into more draw into more mini tendrils. That's the vibes I'm getting. We're gonna play the Hierarch. Just we have a turn, like put them on a clock, I guess, right? Like they have to kill us here. They can't draw anymore. So let's see what happens. Hey, how's it going, Francisco? I wanted to, and I actually even got the okay from my wife. The problem is they had to make the legacy event a 2 day event, and I think with a baby, that's just asking too much. Like, if it was one day, I was going to scrap for the cards and play. The problem, like I said, was the legacy event, from what I understand, is 2 days, and I cannot justify essentially not helping out with the baby 2 days in a row. Like at this point, that where it's hard to. The start time is not so much the problem. The problem for me is, like I said, the it would be unfair to my wife. If it was all one day, I would have figured out how to get the cards I'm missing, which granted is a lot, but at this point because I haven't updated the deck in a while. Ugh. All right. But I would have made it work. But yeah, like I said, 2 days is kind of a deal breaker. Although I was thinking about coming by just to check it out maybe tomorrow. We'll see. Like something came up, but like there was a non-zero chance I was gonna come. There still is a non-zero chance I'll come tomorrow just to meet people, or just like to chat it up. I think we're just dead here. EW is gonna be hard because that one is not even that one is not like the 2 day thing. That one is scheduled. I'm probably gonna be out of the country at that or around that time. But again, there's a non-zero chance. Like this tomorrow would have been ideal because, like I said, I happen to not have anything. I have swimming with my son in the morning, but ignoring that, like I would have been free to play. But like I said, I cannot do 2 days in a row. Like one day would have been great. All right. We saw the thing. Is there anything here? Yeah, like, hey man, how's it going? Good luck. Hopefully you can break her in at 8. I was just mentioning that I can't show at the. Yeah, but is it better than Void? That's the only thing, right? Like, I think Void's better just because you don't have to pitch. That was my logic, at least. Granted, if they see Void, they won't go for it. Let me see. What is Matt playing today? Nice. The congratulations, by the way, on the first place finish with the cat, right? Like, it was nice to see you and Upa, Matt, do well. I think we keep. I do think like that might be the future of Legacy, though. Like these broken one drops that snowball really quickly. I think the only thing is like how good can they make it, right, without it being too good? Maybe maybe that's very tricky to do. I don't know. Okay, that seems easy. Just take the thing that kills us. I saw Days earlier. I think digging deeper is more relevant than just accelerating 1 mana. I think we need to find another piece of interaction quickly. Normally, if in a fair game, I'd probably noble there, but this is very unfair, so I'm trying not to die here. Famous last words, right? Or easier said than done, maybe that's more accurate. Alright, another Thoughtseize here will be nice. Alright. Based on our draws, we might be dead. The naysayers who say my deck, I know this is true because I think Matt is a pretty fair critiquer, and one of the problems with this deck is it does flood a ton, and it's happening a little bit to me right now. That is one flaw, I guess, of this deck. Like I play a lot of lands, and we're seeing a little bit of that flood here. Granted, that makes me better against like these Wasteland Mana Denial decks, and why, you know, if you lose to Delver, your Cradle card should be revoked immediately. You should not be losing to Delver. But that does mean we flood every once in a while. I even removed 2 lands too, like the 2 Talagates. Oh my god, where? Oh, I forgot it's here already. Alright, that's not good. We have like 3 blanks in our hand. Okay. Thank you. I feel like we just take the cantrip at this point. Land is one of them, right? Yeah. I am tilted. I won. Beat Nadu in 7 minutes, so have such a wait to see if I even. Yeah, I've been there. Definitely been there. I think I don't really play challenges just because it doesn't line up well for me. Like the ideal time for me is probably the Saturday 8 o'clock one, and usually my son is awake just beyond that, like 8:15, 8:20. But even ignoring that for a second, like oftentimes I'm tired by that time, so that's why I opt not to. But that would be the ideal one I would play. But for me at least, it's like I owe one, and then I win the second match of a deck that I know of a list that I know is misbuilt. It's like, oh, I guess I have to finish this instead of just 0-2 drop, right? If I'm confident in the deck, then I don't mind as much. It's when I think the deck is misbuilt where it's just like, oh, I won the second match. I guess I have to finish this out. I'm sure people who brew a lot like Matt can sympathize with that, where you have a misbuilt deck, but then now you're forced to play through it, right? Okay, I think we're just dead now. Just no pressure is the problem. No pressure is the problem. So I do think the way we boarded was correct. I do like the ley line because you know it's only 1 card, um, and I like natural order instead of endurance because we would have just been able to kill our opponent here, right? Like if we had drawn one of the natural orders, we're dead now. But that's okay. I think we just didn't draw very well game 3. Game 2, our opponent drew well. I think our hand game 2 was fine. It's just our opponent like ripped 3 Necros. Like, what are you gonna do? I also hope you know 2 kids is treating you well, Matt. I know. I can't even imagine. Like I know my brother has 2 kids, and it's like I see how much he struggles. Should I just concede? Like, why are we not dead yet? Maybe, what are they playing around? All right, there we go. I don't blame our opponent, by the way, for playing around things because I know like different matchup, but like when I play against control, for instance, and like I watch some of these streams against these control like super mages, and I'm ahead, for instance, right? I have natural order in the stack, and they're like, and then I got a Traxa, for instance, when hopefully lethal. It's like, what is he playing around? And I'm like playing around with all kinds of random things, like a random solitude, because I think I'm gonna win, right? And I think this is the same logic for my opponent here. I think from their perspective, it's like they don't want to throw away a wand game, so I don't blame them because if I'm playing against control, for instance, it's like a similar dynamic where I know this is lethal, but like, what if they have this other thing that I can beat, and I can beat them anyways with this other safer line, so I might as well take it, right? All right, I think we're gonna keep here, even though this hoof is like an eyesore, but that's the one thing our deck is. I wish we could fix, but I don't think there's a fix anytime soon. Yeah. That was kind of rough. Let's spin the wheel. We got two dorks already. I think I'm gonna take the Safekeeper here in case we draw something relevant, like a rather reliquary. But yeah, I am a little bit not super bummed out because I knew about it early because it would be 2 days. But had it been one day, I would have tried to play the 5K event. If nothing else, also it forces me to update my deck, which is like super outdated. I don't even have any hierarchs. Okay. How greedy do we want to be? We're gonna be greedy and walk this into days. Nice. How dead are you to Wrath of the Skies? You're talking about in general or like on this board state? Because two different things, right? This turn, probably pretty dead. Well, actually, that's not true because they would have to. They kill all the thing we're left with in Nantuko, so probably okay. I think we just do that. Wrath of the. It's funny too because this exact topic came up in my Discord recently, Jacob. Um, so one of our users was saying how good Wrath of the Skies is, and it's good, obviously. I think nobody's gonna dispute that. And the comment that he made was, "Oh, maybe that'll make me think twice about committing." I actually think most of the Cradle pilots that I've watched actually against control have the opposite problem. I play ultra aggressively. Oh my god. Oh my god. Well, that was a pretty. Ugh, that's I know, right? Non-setup too on our turn. That's pretty miraculous. I don't know if they're back per se. I've seen it in the list, like these control lists. I forgot what was. Oh, so back to my point. So they were making the argument maybe they need to be more careful about Wrath of Scott. And my argument was I actually think people are way too conservative against control. I play a lot more all in, and the reasoning is because if you can stick a Reclaimer and but more ideally a Wily Reliquary before they have Wrath of the Skies mana, then Wrath of the Skies is actually not that detrimental because of how broken or how good I would say the Talon Gates interaction is. Like if anything, I think you need to be more aggressive, not less aggressive, because of Wrath of Skies. Right? Because if you can get Reclaimer and or Reliquary down, it actually doesn't hurt you that much because they have to tap out. Well, yeah, they have to tap out to clear your board. It doesn't really clear your board either because of Talon Gates. That Terminus was pretty backbreaking though. Ugh. The question here is why are they not killing that thing? Yeah, there you go. I was like, something's not right there. This is a little bit awkward interaction, right? Like they swords the Dryad Arbor, we can't really protect it. Um, this is a Hail Mary play. I think we're probably dead. I don't think we can. I don't think we can wait any more turns. They have it. They have it. Like the terminus there was pretty backbreaking, but we can't really play around, in my opinion. Like, sure. I don't think we can attack. Like some, it could be like the fly, the throw. Sometimes they play that card. Ugh. All right, we're really dead now. We are really dead now. Snapcasters play this list with tune the narrative. Interesting. I can believe it. Yeah. These Jeskai in particular control decks are harder to beat for us because we have 4 endurances that don't really do anything in this matchup. Makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. It's funny. I didn't think Brain Surge was gonna be like good enough, but I guess going up 2 cards at instant speed and setting up Terminus is pretty good. So that, I mean, it makes sense. But I just figured 3 mana like really running the risk of running to Daze and Spell Pierce and things like that. But I guess Spell Pierce is not too popular right now, and I guess they're favoring those kind of matchups anyways. I don't think we're allowed to attack. Oh my god. Yep. We are most likely dead. I'm already thinking about game 2. I'm assuming this is an L. Like the Terminus was backbreaking, but we also drew the wrong side of our deck. Like against some of these like control decks, you really hope not to see the endurances. Like it's not the end of the world if you draw 1. 2 is backbreaking. Not to mention we drew Hoof, right? That's like a double mole, right? Like 1 is already okay, not the best, but we'll deal with it. 2 is bad, and then the Hoof is bad. So what can you do? I'm gonna play through it because I guess there's a technical chance that we can win, but I'm not. I'm not holding my breath. I guess might be the aforementioned Snapcaster that Jacob was talking about here. Maybe he's a Terminus on top. Force? I think I'm more okay with Force on top than Terminus on top. What is going on here? Why is the 3 mana? What is going on? Okay. That is an interesting card. I think we're supposed to main phase this. We're gonna get that Terminus out of here, and we know there's a Force on top. We don't want them to have hard cast Force. We are somewhat back in the game, maybe? Like, they put Terminus on top. I don't see how we're winning, but like, maybe this is a little bit better. Actually recently beat 2 Terminus. It's just in this specific situation, it's hard to beat Terminus like that. Blind flip turn 2, just like nuke your whole board. Oof. I think with Brainstorm there, we're not allowed to do anything here. Especially since they did not put Terminus on top. No? Huh. That's why now I'm like confused. Why did they put Force if they didn't Terminus on top? That's like trying to. I'm like the person. I'm like the person with that map, right? Except now that doesn't work, right? Like I thought about that too. Put Terminus 2 on top, but then they tuned the Aether. So what the heck is going on now? Wrath the Skies for 1. Oh, interesting. Okay, sure. Oh, never mind, never mind. Tune Aether gave you 2. Okay, I'm flipping out here. That's fine. Okay. Alright, slowly crawling back into this game. They have 2 cards now. Like, I thought this was a lost game, but maybe it's not. Oh god. I keep getting 4. I guess they're scared natural order for attacks, right? Like, that's. I mean, little do they know. So the good thing is I can kind of outplay a Force. Like, let's just pass. Oh, every time they brain surge, I'm like, it's not good. I see the power now. Like, just you're +2, right? It's better than Thirst because you're digging 4 deep. Maybe I should not pitch that. I'll get the lair and then the mortuary, right? I should got a land. Yeah, that was a mistake. I'm like thinking too grindy here. That's the bottom. I haven't seen creatures. It doesn't mean they don't have any, but we're gonna test their deck now. See if they actually have creatures. We're gonna bash. They're holding force up. I don't want a natural order with they're doing that. We're gonna tap out. If they have the snapcaster, they have the snapcaster. It is what it is. I don't think they can just like sit back and like hold a force while we just like bash them, right? We're gonna force a response here. Pun not intended. How many brain surges do they have? That's like the fourth one, I think. Sure. There's nothing we can do about it. That's true, but like still. Alright, not the end of the world, I guess. Are they gonna hold up force again? They're gonna tap out for something. Oh my god. Ugh, just when I thought I was gonna get back into the game. Well, on the plus side, they can't hardcast force now. Don't have the removal. Don't have the removal. To be fair, Matt, they're like giving us windows. I was like ready to concede. The way they're playing is like giving us windows back to this game, right? Like, I feel like they're maybe that's what they want. Maybe they want us to think we have a chance when we don't. Like how? Like what is going on? I think almost certainly, if we can, we will be slamming natural order this turn. There's one match left, and they've been in game 3 for 10 minutes. Oops, what the hell's what just happened? Our opponent just conceded to us. Now I am confused because I guess we're taking down Jace. Is that? What is going on now? Like, okay, let's just assume, right? Like, we take down Jace. Maybe they whiffed. Like, I don't think they're dead. Well, maybe they are because, like, they know the next two draws. Maybe. What is going on? What is going on? Yeah, I guess they know the next two draws is like all blanks in their hand or what? How can that be? Okay, I'm like really confused, but what do we even want? Like, I think legless is fine. I don't actually like endurance in this matchup. Like what are we endurancing back? Like, there's nothing, right? I think this is fine. I think a bog because we have 8 tutors for it is fine. Like, I did not think. I did not have on my bingo card there slam Jace and concede to a 1-3. Granted, a 3-4 reclaimer, but I did not have lethal, nor did I have lethal next turn. Like, I'm really confused. Paid actor. Could be, yeah. I know. What is going on here, right? What is going on? Like, oh my god, why? So I kind of hinted at it. That's true, right? The baby is playing in the other room. What am I doing here? Oh, I think I have to take bio here because in case I draw the what is it called? In case I draw the knight. That card is actually strangely annoying. Like, I played it against it a few times. It's, ironically enough, good against this. There's like some play around it. Like, obviously, if you know they have it, there's some play. It makes it hard for our sequencing that we want to do. I think so too. It makes sense, right? Definitely leading with this. Question here, like I don't. The problem is like they target thing. I have to sack a land anyways. Yeah, let's do that. Our draws have been, you know what. This, again, critics of my mana base. You know, this is your time to like jump on, right? The flood issue with this deck. All right, see ya, Francisco. Thanks for hanging out. I know, right? This is flooding all the time. I wouldn't be surprised if there's somebody out there, or if there's people out there who believe I play like 3 too many lands instead of just 1 or 2. There you go. There you go. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Matt like cut 3 lands for this, like cut the second Talon Gates, cut like I don't know, like an Arbor or something. What else is there? I wouldn't cut the Mortuary. I think that's too good. Like some people don't think we need the Lair. Although I think the Lair, to be fair, it's kind of the hedge against the flood, right? Question here is like, do we care? I feel like we do. Oh, nice. All right, congrats. Good luck in the top 8. I'm hoping you can, you know, keep it up. Oh, actually, that was a mistake. Actually, not. I was gonna say that was kind of a mistake because I think we want the extra mana, but maybe not anymore. All right, this is a must force. Actually, that's not true. If I had not got the underground mortuary, we would not be able to cast the reliquary. So that probably was correct. All right, how are they gonna beat this card now? We got them right where we want them. Safekeeper do some work on these control mages. Against these control mage. This card's a nightmare for them to deal with. Alright, how are we doing this? Actually, what is the interaction? I don't even know. Sure. Like, if you target this, does it fall off? It's not protection, is it? No, no, no. Like, what if I Safekeeper my white? It doesn't fall off, right? For some reason, this has not come up yet. I guess I haven't played Safekeeper much. Don't care. You can have that. I'm living the dream here. Living the dream. This card is obnoxious. Like I said. Okay. I thought about that, Mats. I felt like I wanted it now, and just like not for them to be able to respond. But I'm not 100% sure. You could be right. This is something we've discussed. I know in the past where like I didn't optimize, but I wasn't sure if I wanted it now because we do have the Safekeeper protection, right? But granted, I guess we have the Safekeeper protection later, anyways. So I think you are right. Now that I think about it. You okay? Do we even care? I don't know if we do. So yeah, Mott's here, rewarded for the good play, right? If I had waited, I don't think I do anything right now. I'm like, how are they beating this? Do I just like bog them now? Actually, let's bash first. Yeah, I better do it this way. Oh, you would? Oh, you're right. I'm always missing lethal. You are absolutely right. Well, actually, no, we're one short, right? Even with pitch the arbor, like we have to sack the Safekeeper. Well, I guess we can just like sack our lands there. No, you guys are both right, Jacob and like we protection these first, and then we like sack our lands. Sorry, we sack our lands first, and then we sack the arbor, and then we sack the Safekeeper. That's the line that I missed. Yeah, okay, there's that too. What the hell is going on this side? Why are there three sanctuaries? Okay, it didn't. My misplay didn't matter, but sack arbor with Safekeeper. I guess there's a couple ways to do it, right? Like you can sack Safekeeper itself after sacking like the lands to the reliquary, and then you sack the Safekeeper and you sack the arbor. Or you sack the arbor for another arbor. There's like multiple ways, right? All right. All right, let's take a quick break. I got my throat's getting hurt, sore. Yeah, there's a couple ways to do it. Yeah, there was we got actually +6 damage there. That's how I outed myself as a in another lifetime. I think I would have been a dirty control player, right? Like just always missing lethal. Okay, let's go back to the list. That game, the way it played out there, man, I almost want a second Safekeeper. This card's just so good. Like, as long as you're not getting comboed, right? Maybe this card needs to be like another Safekeeper. I don't know. Like, I would defer to Mott's on that. Mott's is obviously when it comes to like all things theory regarding this deck. There's nobody I defer more to than Mott's because not only does he have the reps with like old rock-ish green black Golgari decks, but he's probably had in recent memory the most reps too, and in terms of like deck building and just philosophy, I think is in the most alignment with me. This person is always on Reanimator, like of the turn one variety. I think we played keep it because of Reclaimer. Uh oh. Sure. All right, we might just be dead here. Like I said, this person's always on the turn one variety Reanimator. Sure. Sacking Safekeeper would only make it +5. Let me think about that for a second. Why? Why is that? I thought you can like get Arbor for Arbor, and then sack the Safekeeper. Unless I'm missing something. Oh, sure. Okay, yeah, that's duh. All right. What are we doing here? Is there any world we tap out here? There's no way, right? I don't think we care. Sure. I think we get a Cradle here. I think we overload here. Okay. So what's gonna happen is they're gonna put an Archon into play. We're gonna have to like pitch a creature and lose a card. I don't think we can. I think if we lose a creature here, we don't have lethal anymore. So we're going to have to do this. And then pass. I gotta do the math too. There's a possibility like that we have to get Atraxa here. I'm not 100% sure. Oh my god, I think they're gonna hardcast Grief. Pass, 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 pass. Thank you. This is like well more than enough, right? Like, this is 24, I think, damage. Like, it's gonna be 16, 17, 17 plus 6. That's 23, 28 damage. Yeah. Maybe getting a track so they're safe. I don't even know. I just figure there's no way that they have the outright. Yeah. Like, we got tracks so there's an out. But I guess they can draw Borrower or something. I feel like we go for lethal there. I could be wrong. Usually I play it safe there, but I guess combo, I'm a little bit more on the adventurous side and just go for the kill. Like, in fair decks, I'd probably just get a track, so they probably just can't beat it. Alright, like I said, this is a combo of the turn 1 variety, so I want my seizes. Oh, you think so? Okay, so you agree with the hoof play there. I'm just trying to think what is safer, without like spending too much time on it, because in the interest of the stream, right? Safekeeper, do we want that over Nantuko? Probably just because it's a 1-drop. I don't think we want anything else in this matchup. Hey David, how's it going? Nope. Oh, that's fair. Cause we can just like get killed by like some Gristle brand of nonsense or whatever. Mm-hmm. Ta-da! I love Leyline of the Void. It's one of my all-time favorite sideboard cards. Oh, they can play that creation card again. Bargoyf? Well, that's awkward. That's annoying. Actually, it doesn't work. I just realized. Okay, yeah. Like, they don't get anything back because of the ley line. That's so funny. I'm like freaking out for no reason. It does work? Oh, you're right, it does. Ugh. That's annoying. At least they whiffed. Alright. Just lock up this game, I feel. Go white into Reclaimer and game's probably just done. The game's probably already over, to be honest. I'm already like going through the motions. I don't see how they're beating this. Like, they need a removal right now for the white, and that's like assuming the Spring Heart doesn't just take over the game too. Nantuko into Reclaimer. Oh, yeah, I can see that. I guess I just wanted white online. I just like tunnel vision. I don't hate it. Don't hate it. Now it's really over. All right. Do we go Nantuko here or do we go Hierarch? 3 mana open, like Agent maybe? I don't know. It smells like Agent. Sure. The Spring Heart there is kind of brutal because it's +2 to the Bargoyf. Yeah. It definitely feels like they have Agent. Yeesh. Oh my god. I'm gonna get wrecked here. We Yeah. Here comes Agent. Oh, they don't have it. What the hell? Okay, the game's over then. If I thought they had Agent, but if they don't, we probably just won. What are we getting here? Just Cradle, I guess. Like I thought about Lair for a second, but we don't have that much mana, and we're just gonna hold up Reclaimer now. Oh, I was thinking you block with rather and if they and then if they play Agent response to sack, you sack the other to get the bog to kill. Oh, you're bogging on myself. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. I was just figuring. I want to minimize the activations, but yeah, I didn't even think that through. That's like reasonable, I guess. They had Agent. I think they would have done it already. I think here is the Spring Heart, and we just like go to town, right? Like we're just developing our board. I guess we can still make that play, right? And kill the Bargoyf. It's a little risky though, right? Because like, would they just like Fatal Push or something? Sure. Yeah. I mean, we're pretty ahead. Like, I actually think even with Agent, we probably still win this game. But let's see. What it Matt's obviously if this is like combat related, I would defer to Mott's. Trade land for Bogoyev if they have Agent. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, you kill the Goyev, sure, and then if they, the problem is I didn't really want white to die. So I like, are you suggesting not? Let me think about that. We block with a white, and you basically end up trading one land in play. Hey, Builderborn, good games earlier. Trading 1 land and play a noble plus 1 land for your deck for a Goyf. Oh, if they have agent, you mean? Sure. I guess I was blocking as if maybe they did. I didn't really want to lose a Wily Reliquary. But I guess if they have agent, that maybe is an okay trade, right? Like if that's what we're playing around. Otherwise, you just eat the Goyf. Yes, if they don't have removal. Yeah, I guess you could just bog yourself. Well, I don't you need to bog yourself anyways? Like I'm trying to think about like, because we're responding to the agent in response to the thing, right? Like, because the thing does have death touch for what it's worth. Unless so you block with a Wild Reliquary, you sack another creature to bog, I guess. And if they respond to that sack, you sack a Reclaimer. Okay, I see what you're saying. So you're essentially double loading up on bog. Our only loss here to our build our burn resident chat person here. But yeah, otherwise perfect in games. Otherwise, like I said, I'm the most scared of getting turn one. No, it's not a particular card. It's just like a high floor card, and in the Gaia's Cradle deck, in a Wily Reliquary deck, and I guess to a lesser extent Hoof. Atrax is the number one target, to be honest. But in a Reliquary and ugh, in a Reliquary and a Gaia's Cradle, I just want more 1-drops that are playable lower boy. That's the gist of it. And also, it helps a lot against control. I want to go like play patterns. Turn to Reliquary into Green Sun for 1, and the game's over. Like, to me, an untapped white, that's game. Like, nobody's beating that. Like, outside of, like, a dress down or something. Do we keep this? Seems bad. It's already a mole. Yeah, that's just too bad, I think. This is way better. Yeah, I definitely not keep that first. The second one I thought about, but the first one 5 lands. I think that's losing the game. But I think also more aggressively than mods for what it's worth. I'm definitely not keeping that first. The second one I thought about. The only issue I had with the second one is I feel like the tempo is like potentially going to cost me, or lack thereof. There you go. This is an easy call here. Yeah, so the first one, 5 lands, I'm not keeping that under like any circumstance. The second one I thought about, like I said, I probably bottom the Arbor there, and the second once, oh my god, it's not live for a while. Yeah, I think I like going to 5. But then again, I'm not as good a player as Mots, so I need the cheese a little bit more. Okay. I'm gonna be so upset if they back to basics me. I bet you that's what's gonna happen. Oh, and give me the 2 land. Yeah, I don't love the 2 arbors too, for what it's worth. I just feel like it's way too clunky. I feel like your chance of a 5 is better, personally, Matt or Mott. Um, But then again, you know, like I said, I'm just, oh my god, don't back to basics me here. At least if they do, like the reclaimer can rotate the cradle, right? Okay, thank goodness. That would have been a disaster. I know, right? What is going on, our opponent here? Like, didn't they realize they need to play one drop? Sorry, single card bombs in 2024? What is this two card combo? Supreme. Okay. Opponent promote for nothing. Okay, let me see. What do I want to do here? I guess I'm rotating. We have another Cradle, so I'm just gonna like Talon Gates myself. Sure. To get the 2-for-1, I guess. It's not the end of the world. We're gonna get the mortuary here though. Get that here. What is with my hand right now? Oh, good luck. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, I think our deck is good. I definitely your matchup is not one I would prefer to face. Like anything with Tendrils of Agony, it's probably low on my priority list to play against. Oh my god. They did not learn. Um, Let me see. What am I doing here? The question is like, what land am I pitching? I guess that. It denies them a draw too. That's pretty savage. I'm playing for those curious why I made the line, why I stacked the mortuary. There's two reasons. In case I endurance myself in the future, and I'm playing towards that Atraxa hardcast if that comes up. Here I'm gonna try to bash the Telfari down. That should connect. I'm gonna save the Bayou in my hand in case I draw an Nantuko. There's like no reason to play here. Sure, Bill River, that works, I guess. Good luck on the 5-0. I hope you get there. Obviously, like you're the only game person I've dropped games to so far, so yeah, definitely watch out for back to basics. Oops. What am I doing here? Is there anything in the yard that I want to fetch for at this moment? Like the mortuary would be the only thing. I think I want that supreme out of their yard. Sure. Actually, I should have did the Bayou. That was a mistake. After hyping up the attracts a hardcast, right? Okay, so with that, I play it now because I want to threaten damage. Back to basics here will be kind of rough. I feel like they would have had it already. And our deck, our hand cannot really play around that card at this juncture. Actually, it might have been better just to hardcast the Endurance. Prismatic Ending. Okay. I don't think I bog here. I think I just like get the Dryad Armor and just like hold 3 mana up or whatever. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's all the wrong colors though, but neither here nor there. So had I kept the other Talon Gates instead of botching it right now, I would be able to cast the Atraxa next turn. Not sure, I don't think it's gonna matter, but like just here and there, those minor hiccups can cost you the game, right? Also, a small misplay by me. I should have left. I should have left the. What's it called? I should have left the Talon Gates untapped to play around back to basics a little bit there. So again, little sloppiness on my end. Maybe it doesn't matter. I don't know. That's 4 plus. This would be 6 here. That's 9. Okay, we still have lethal anyways, so I think I'm gonna once. What are we losing to here? I guess we can play around the Supreme. What? Yeah. They have to have removal into Supreme here. There's no reason to commit the Reclaimer. So they just got it. Well, that's annoying. I think we can beat that. Well, maybe. There's no point to attack. They can just block and chump. So one mistake that, well, not mistake. I guess I was trying to play around the removal and then they top deck the combo. So they can make more Thopters. We could have responded to it with Bog, but we didn't. They Supreme here. I'm gonna be upset. Swords. Okay, swords on Reclaimer. What? read this carefully. Okay. I can like respond with the thing then. Ugh, it's annoying me that I should have a 4, 5, 6, 7. I should have been able to hard cast Atraxa right now if I didn't screw up the land. And that might cost me. Did they just screw up? Sure. Let's get this nonsense out of here. Opponent is giving us draws here. Wait, what the hell just happened? Why didn't it get bogged? Okay. I don't know what the hell's going on, but let's see how punished I'm gonna be for not. I even mentioned it too. Like I was gonna play towards like the tracks of hardcast and just got sloppy there. Now punished. Our opponent is playing kind of loose too, for what it's worth. Oh man. So you're saying there's a chance? You're saying there's a chance. We need them to whiff 2 times? Jesus. Oh, that's not going to happen. Okay, now we can't do it. Can't do the play I want to make. Nice. Congrats. Yeah, I punted this game right here. I just like, I even called it out too. I was like, I should be playing towards the Atraxa, and I just like pitched the wrong land. Can't believe I'm losing to this deck. Hey Matt, how's it going? I just like had a major brain fart here that cost me this game one. I like called it out before. I should be pitching the other land so I can hard cast an eventual. Nice, congrats. So I can hard cast an eventual Atraxa if I draw it, and I did draw it, and then I pitched the wrong land, and this is now in my hand because I pitched the wrong. I was supposed to keep the Talon Gates instead of pitching the Bayou or later on. Does that work? Or am I short still? I think I might have enough. Alright, black, white, blue, let me see, that's... Is the 1 mana more important, getting the Wild Reliquary in more important? Probably getting the Wild Reliquary in more important. If I top deck it. Sure, that buys a lot of time. Do we just stabilize, I wonder? Maybe we still stabilize. After all that punting, we still got that tracks in, albeit late. Also, here are my socials, by the way, for those of you... actually, we're on F6 because of the ferry. What did they reveal? Oh, they revealed Narset. Alright, sure. Fourth Aerolingus. Alright. That's a problem. Ugh. Well. They screwed up. Why didn't they just tap all of this for mana with the Urza? What the frick is going on? Okay. So they're giving us more chances for us to come back here. Like, they win the game if they just tap out for their Lingus. I think they forgot this has, like, creates mana. Oops. Yeah, I agree. I was probably just dead on board. Oops. What am I doing? So this is net neutral here. Like, I gotta just make sure I have enough fetchables. I think I have one basic forest left. Cast. I think we want lethal this turn. What's going on? Are they counting the fetch? Sure. Now we don't even have to play around force potentially. Well, unless they are hard casting force. I guess that's the thing. Seven. Six, seven, eight, nine. I guess we need enough attackers. I can't even cast the. Can't even cast the thing here, the reliquary. So there's the hard cast hoof. Oh no, they're just going for the Hail Mary here. Wow. All right. I will say we did not deserve to win, but we did punt first. But their punts were far more egregious. They had the trick bind punt that just doesn't make any sense, and they had lethal on board with the fourth Aer Lingus. So that's like two right there, and I don't know what the heck's going on. I think barely. I have to look. I'm really confused what the hell's going on, but we take those, I guess. All right. Do we even like care about their like artifact stuff? I feel like we just don't care, to be honest. Endurance is bad. That much I know. Bog probably too. I think C's. They're like a control deck with this like artifact package. I don't even think I really care, to be honest. Maybe we just want the collector oof like to tutor for it in case they have it. Actually, that's not true. The bog actually shut down the thing, so I'm okay with bog. Uh, let's just like board normally. I don't think we need a like. I think our deck is better than theirs, so we just like board normally. Like we had like a punt that should have lost us the game because like we couldn't get Atraxa on time, and they had like multiple punts there. All right, again we're just like flooding a lot because I know a lot of people criticize I have too many lands in this deck. I mean, we did board in Thoughtseize for what it's worth because endurance is pretty bad. We did board in Thoughtseize. Yeah, okay. I think we take the Hierarch, and the reasoning is because then we have the Green Suns to be whatever we want later on. General, this deck is like just get Wild Reliquary and play, and you probably win the game. That's like the goal of this deck right now. Get Reliquary into the game, and you probably win the game. Also, if you're unsure against Reanimator, what to lead with, I'd lead with Dork over Reclaimer because I'm gonna dare them to beat us with our fair game is so much better than theirs. I don't want them to accidentally win a fair game against us. Like dare them to have the combo through endurance. Sure. Probably bounce the Reclaimer. Ooh, okay, that's interesting. I was gonna say I thought they were gonna bounce the Reclaimer, but I guess they're trying to cut our mana maybe. So this is a little bit scary because If they Supreme here, it's gonna be kind of bad. All right. We're gonna have to attack regardless. So let's do that first. That's my line too, Mats. Because it's like it feels turn 4 is the crucial turn for them, right? Like it feels like it's gonna be either Wrath of the Skies here and or Supreme. So they forced that, which means they don't have Wrath of the Skies. So now it's like, do they have Supreme? And I think it's still land here. They don't force that if they have Supreme in hand. I'm low on clock, so I gotta play a little faster. If we untap with Reclaimer here, though, I think we're probably winning the game. I think it's over. I think that's lights out. Because this and like white is basically mother runes, right? My line changes here a little bit now because I want the mana. Well, let me see. Yeah, if the bestowed creature just leaves, you still get them too. It's like very broken. It's as broken as it sounds. So I played that. That's 3. That's 2. I don't think we want to get swords here, so I'm just gonna do that. I don't want that card right now. Oh, even better. I was gonna green sun for it. That was my line. That's why I binned the Thoughtseize, but this is even better. If we untap here and don't die to Wrath of the Skies, it's game. They're on a 1 turn clock. Like, we're not losing with this setup. Alright, now it's game. The only out I can think of is like maybe Dress Down. That's about it. Alright, what are we doing here? Like, do we want to commit more to the board, I guess? Here's another one, I guess, to the board. Sure. I think the Reclaimer is the last creature we're playing. Like, I want the second threat on board. Oh my god. Okay. That was unfortunate. I still don't think it really matters. Sure. They get 2 of our creatures. Actually, I messed up. I should have like Talon Gates and killed the Emperor, but that's okay. Misplay by me. What are we getting here? And are we getting Spring Heart, or we get? No, yeah, just get that. Don't overcomplicate things. I would have played like you did. Okay, that's good to know. You're talking about not using up the talent gates to take the Emperor off the board, right? Sure. Yeah. Like I thought about it, but like I don't know. We only have one talent gates left. I don't know how I want to waste it just to take an Emperor. Here comes the swords, presumably. We're gonna go boom boom and then see what happens. Okay. So what's gonna happen is they're gonna swords our reliquary, but that's okay. Um, let's just get the attracts. It's just safe. We didn't even play a land drop yet, so this is gonna be gross. I think I want it now. Actually, no, not yet. All right, we're getting low on time. I'm playing super slow. My apologies. Just there's too much value, I guess. All right. Game's probably, for all intents and purposes, over. Actually, I think we just take Jace off the board. I don't care about Emperor, I think. They're like they've been on a one-turn clock the last however many turns. Sure. Yeah, so that makes sense. Yeah, I came to that realization too when you said you would have played it the same way I did. All right. Again, build or burn. You are our nemesis. But yeah, we only lost to the Ant deck. I think deck played pretty well. Um, like looking back at our sideboard, the main deck felt very clean. Looking back at our sideboard, like maybe this is supposed to be Safekeeper. I don't know. I'll defer to Mott's on that. His evaluation, like the only thing is like you don't want to draw two Safekeepers, but it's looked very good for what it's worth. Um, and I think I still want the 8 hierarchs. In the original stream where I played two Safekeepers, it was this exact main deck configuration, but I cut the eighth dork for the second Safekeeper. Like I'm not in love with this card for what it's worth, and it does some things that Safekeeper does not. But maybe just being a creature is just too good, right? Like I don't know. The idea is if I draw both, at least this can be maybe something else, right? But maybe what we really want is just another hexproof effect or shroud effect. I don't know, but I'm pretty happy with 3 Leyline. I think we just want to like stop combo dead in its tracks. Uh, 3 Cs has felt fine. I still feel okay against control and like some of these other combo decks with only 3 Cs. I don't really want to draw 2. That's the problem. Snuff Out, best card in our sideboard. I get this question a lot. Why not Fatal Push? I just don't think we care that much about Frog. Like, it's not like Frog is unbeatable. And if anything, Frog lines up really poorly against Why the Reliquary and to a lesser extent Elvish Reclaimer. So I'd rather just get my percentage points against Eldrazi. That's the long story short. And not to mention, 0 is literally infinitely less than 1. Like, mathematics, right? 1 divided by 0. I thought about it. I just don't think... I don't think Frog scares me enough to play it. I'll put it that way. Like, I know that's blasphemous to hear, but you just have to take my word for it. This card is win target game. If you untap with it, it doesn't matter how many frogs on the other side. You're probably winning the game. All right. Anybody have any questions for me? Like, obviously, I've done my what is it called? Campaign for Why the Reliquary presidency, right? So yeah, this I think is a top 2 creature in Legacy, personally. Only behind Frog, and only because the deck building requirements are higher. I got that from Matza, so I'm not gonna take credit for that. Originally, I thought maybe Reclaimer was better, but he presented the argument like, yeah, Reclaimer's 1 mana, but how many cards can say they solo half the format? Like, and this card is one of the few cards that can say that. Like, you're not losing many fair games if you untap with Rather Reliquary. Fair or unfair, especially unfair. All right. Anybody have any questions for me? Another question I get is like, why not 4th, not 2? I just don't think you need it. I think your fair matchups are just like incredibly good. And you don't, again, similar to Thoughtseize, you don't really want to draw 2 of this card. It's like a combo piece that like has a high floor, right? Like, obviously the combo is like copying a Wily Reliquary, or people have seen this, right? The make 20 arbors in a row, like if you have the mana, but for the most part, like a combo, like grindy piece. I don't think you need 4. 4 endurance for the metagame. This is like, fluid, right? It can change. Everything else is like, it's there for a reason. Anybody have any questions? I think the only thing is like maybe want to Sylvan Safekeeper because of how good it was today. That's the only thing I would mention. All right, if there are no questions, I will raid maybe Misplaced Ginger. Okay, let's do that. All right, thank you everyone for hanging out.